Local currency sold at $960. Remember when it skyrocketed to that, and people raised concerns. And the Naira, which had gained in recent days, returned to a downward trend as the shortage of the greenback hit the black market again. The local currency had traded between $800 to $1 and $882 earlier this week. Now, the Naira fell further at the parallel, while it also fell on the investor window to 770. 0.4 to a dollar. That's 770 naira 42 kobo to the local currency closed at 711 naira 10 kobo dollar at the INE window also Tuesday. So you see how it was just going up and down. 773 to 756. Then Devaluation operators, Kano, Abuja, and airports told, said that the sold between 805 to $1. That's 800 naira to $1 and 900 naira to $1 on Wednesday. A operator at the Lagos airport, who simply identified himself as Sanusi Ibrahim, said we bought and sold a naira today at 80 naira to $1 and 100. Okay, now that current situation with the forex, the dollar as against the naira, with the naira every day its value and depreciating, and is saying that they will do something about it. Okay, president also of the Devaluation operators of Nigeria, confirmed, after a session engagement with BDC operators, that at a session engagement between the CBN and clients officers across the zone, the bank reiterated that by 1st of August 2023, any operator that breaches its circular allowable margin of -2% and plus 25% on each weighted rate of INE closing rate, of return and payment of risk revocation of the license. On Friday, the APEC announced operational mechanism for the BDCs to trade foreign keys at similar rate obtainable on the and exporter forex window. It gave the directive to BDCs related August 17, 2023, and operational mechanism for branch operators in Nigeria. I thought after the liberalization, whether the BDC, INE, and the black market would just be allowed to have, free market forces just determining here and there liberalization, even though many experts find differently. CBN now asking the BDC operator to follow suit with the INE reminds me, or takes my mind to the oil price in Nigeria, the petrol price. Now, after the subsidy removed unceremoniously during the inauguration, we saw how the price started skyrocketing, and the president had not given the assurances that it won't go up. I'm sure by be paying, close to 800 or 900 or even 1,000 for a liter, And the president said, well, there will be no further bill, or to not be allowed. Many people now are asking, truly operating under subsidy-free, regime, or because if the president is saying that we're not allow the prices to, that means there is some sort of subsidy somewhere, right? Subsidy now allows the free markets to determine the prices and all of that. Now, that also brings me what is happening currently, in the forex regime too. Liberalization has been ongoing. I've seen the upward, the downward spiral of the Naira, let's put it that way, as against the dollar. And it's growing. The parity has been so badly, and it has made life difficult, looking at the fact that we're dependent economy. So most of the things we bring into the country is paid for in dollars. Businessmen gain stuff, bring it in dollars and have to also adjust this to reflect how much that was in. You don't expect them to be charitable people because it's business, and a whole lot of other sectors too. Everywhere in Nigeria, we saw how ADC threatened to increase the Manufacturers Association, and almost everything was shaken because of this. And it's not going down. Now, the CBN is actually saying, look, if 17th, a circular that came out 17th of August, said that they have an operational mechanism for bridge operators in Nigeria have no right to go above the certain margin, which is the -5% and plus 25% on average weighted rate of the INE rate. So what does that mean? Is there a limitation? Because I was thinking that something has been given to everybody to operate at a certain level. So sometimes it becomes a bit hazy, but then it is right now. For those of you who have your experiences that would want to share with us this afternoon. Now move on to look at other stories, because we'll be alongside other trending stories, so you can have your joint contributions when we get get to open up the lines. It's 12 past 1 o'clock, and thank you for staying here. Now, let's check out what happened at the borders, right? Borders have been a lot, so but during what essentially open of this one kind of the Naira Customs Service Idiro in Ogun State, the acting caller disclosed that the service will review some of its policies if the compliance level border communities is high. One of the policies the custom boss is the review of the policy on supply of premium motor spirits to filling stations that are kilometers to the nation borders. There are a number of issues, according to him. These are his words. Let me quote him now. He said that there are numbers of our border communities that are put up to us. And some of them go beyond the customs service because some of them are pulled on by authorities that are higher than us. However, I can assure you that we, alongside other appropriate authorities of government, I will be requesting the review of such policies if we see situations that warrant such review at the borders. He said if there's compliance to extra regarding import and export on us, and as part of the communities working with governments is to enforce those laws. If we see our communities supporting governments, of course, we'll make our recommendation for the review of border closure, importation of Tokumbo vehicles, borders, and most importantly, because of subsidy, we may also call for the restriction of petrol station in and around our borders. So that's what the Comptroller General said, acting Comptroller. Moreover, he charged the command to be focused and rededicated to ensuring national security. So he said that once he was there that morning is to reiterate the need for all agencies to remain focused, committed towards the ideal of national and regional security. Idiroko, strategic gateway into Nigeria and, of course, Benin Republic, and by extension, the sub-region. We cannot afford to allow criminals to thrive in perpetrating crimes according do things that are inimical to our security. So these are some of the things that the general said. Okay, he said that one of the policies to the custom board is the review of policy on supply of premium motor spirit. That's filling stations that are 20 kilometers to borders. Then also he talked about, the policies that he said have to be observed, or because of the nature of those done by authorities that are higher, whoever it is, or making reference to probably, the customs. He said he can assure the people that alongside other appropriate authorities of government, and will be requesting the review of policy to open up the borders to have maybe cars come in, and also all the other things that used to be them in those borders. He said he is the community supporting government agencies, of course, that they will make appropriate for the review of border closure, rotation of all those things that come in borders. So what it committees to cooperate with the customs service and to ensure crime and criminality do not in those border towns or in the spirit he's making reference to. If there is adequate compliance, community members who are saddled with the response, helping government authorities like the customs, then maybe there might just be a review. But, how much more time do we have, to keep the borders closed? What impact is that having on the economy? And really, is there any political to open up these borders? Are some of the questions. And then, with that, there have been opening of the borders, even though it was denied that others have not been opened, with evidence that some are still unlocked. Hopefully, over time, if there's adequate compliance, there's adequate cooperation by the communities around, and there is less security, threats here and there, maybe we might see the borders open. And it's something also that has to do with foreign policy. If the interest is threatened at every level, you get to see some of these things happening. But maybe if the threats isn't that much and there's so much more to gain from it, we'll eventual opening of the. So these are just words of the acting Comptroller General who went to Idio, and I thought to bring that to you, that these are some of the things that he said. Hopefully, we might get to see the borders maybe not too long from now, or I don't know. Okay. Let's look at the death of a leader by way of looking at some issues as we get to open the lines and have you meant. His President Joe Biden says that happens in Russia without the of Vladimir Putin in react to the reported death of Yevgeny Prigozhin, a leader of the Wagner Group. Earlier, Russia's aid for air transport said Prigozhin, leader of the private security outfit, was among the passengers of a flight that crashed into flames immediately staying. All 10 passengers aboard are reported dead. He was CNN. Biden said he wasn't surprised Russian mercenary may have been targeted. He said, and I quote, "You may recall about this. Biden said references he made in July said Prigozhin should be worried about it following the failed mutiny. He said, I said I would be careful what I wrote in. I don't know what will happen, but I'm not surprised. CNN quoted Biden as saying, the president added that there is much that happens in Russia that Putin is not, but I don't know enough to know the answer. Okay, Adrian Watson, the U.S. security spokesperson, also reacted to his speculated death, saying he'd be surprised given his history with Putin. We have seen the report, the crash, and if confirmed, no surprise. That's what Watson's saying. I'm just trying to re-echo what the president. The mercenary leader's whereabouts had following his rebellious stint until the plane crash broke. His reported location appeared to be in Africa when he posted his first video since his mutiny in Russia. So that's the situation. And the American president is implying that nothing happens without the knowledge. So he might just have a hand in that, or don't know. But Wagner is reported dead, and he led mutiny against the government. And you know what means? You have to pay a heavy price for that. How dare you? We've seen countries like that. Many countries are intolerant to any of criticism, any form of resistance to the government, which will not be taken. You know, you're talking of probably even North Korea, where the strict rules as has to do with everyday living of human beings. I just wonder, how do people survive in things like that? But hey, this illegal stuff going down in the scene. In the video, she said, when he released that, after the mutiny and all of that, he said Wagner was recruiting people, adding that the bill's commitment to setting Africa. The mercenary leader was early approval of the military coup in the Republic. Remember, it was said that Wagner even brought in their own, they were stationed in Niger, spoke of some sort of support backing of Russia coup that happened in Niger. And that's people were saying, hey, Africa need to tread carefully, because if you want to wage a war, you're indirectly saying that you're waging a war against Russia. And already are you for, support power, as opposed to Africa has, in terms of reality. Anyways, the stories this afternoon. Let's from you reaction to any of them. We looked at the downward spiral of the Naira further, closed at 900 after we saw a bit of appreciation last. Now it's gone back again in red zone. Are we edging closer and closer to Naira, be 1,000 or even more? Because some people predict that if it continues the way it's, we might most likely see a Naira or a dollar to maybe 1,000 to 1,005. Indeed, you know what the implication of that is in the absence of us doing what is needful to stimulate our economy to compete favorably, and to also share the value of the Naira appreciate. In the absence of that, we might just continue to going down. And so how really can this be for us and that's where we're in? In fact, it's projected inflation in Nigeria might just be 8% after we saw it up by 9% or so. These things are quite worrisome. And we also looked at the story of Custom, a Controller General who went to Idiroko and stated terms and conditions, or actually make the people in the community know, if you do this, that we might most like opening or reopening of the borders, bringing in of some stuff like borders and other things that are coming through, that if there is compliance and cooperation with the customs. So have looked at the story of the Wagner leader and Biden, the U.S. Security Secretary, is also all pointing to the fact that, well, the Russian leader might just have a hand. So, what's your own take on any of this? If you want to comment, please feel free. Call me up on 0700 91 0000. I'm also streaming live on YouTube. Our YouTube page is Nigeria 95.1. You can join me there and leave your comments. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 95. Drop your comments and I'll acknowledge it. Okay, let's start with this caller. Hello? Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Salasi.
Well. Okay.
I wish you quick recovery.
Thank you.
I want to talk about this dollar rising to 900 naira.
Okay, you may just want to pause.
You don't need to go there now. Start shooting for defense of our state. Everywhere we.
My name is Elder Emma Okoro. I'm interested in rebuilding my nation. So I have to join the beginning of cleaning up the environment. The Gariki environment here is totally filthy and unhealthy for our people. So when Mayor 2014, decided that Abuja should come out. I decided to join because it's for the good of our people, our children, our wives, and our families. That's why I'm part of this group, so that I'll be part of those who have started the journey to build Nigeria.
In case you are wondering, my name is Swat. I'm the mayor of city, and I am excited about this initiative. I believe it's going to be a big one. This is the first of many who are coming to your area very soon. So we expect you to come out. We expect you to put your hands on the plow. High time we stop complaining. Let's get something done. If the government is refusing to do it, or they are overwhelmed because they can't do everything, let's do what we can do, and we hold them accountable for the rest. I think that's what this is about. It's not about politics, not about anybody. It's about people coming out to do what they believe they can do to help the society and the environment at large. That's the thrust for us, and that is why we are here. I'm excited. I thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
All right, Selassie, welcome back. Continue, please.
Thank you for giving me the privilege. We need to understand that it's getting to 900. It's over Naira in parallel market, and the CBA are threatening pressing the Peru the change and so on and so forth. We need to understand that if there anything that costs in Nigeria, we import. Now we have been importing, we have been exporting crude and import. We import diesel, we petrol, we import kerosene, we jet. We import almost every money is being paid in dollars. I'm telling you, if our economy is able to work, I'm telling you, pressure on dollars will reduce. Reading this morning, I'm to understand that even China, Russia, EU, India, in subsidy, they pay to their own people because in their country. Okay, now we are talking of the appointed ministers. All these ministers are appointed SUV cars. You know, I mean, you see them using car made in America. German people, you see them using it in German. In France, you see car you make in German. All these things we are going to import them. We're going to import them in dollars. So all these things, the pressure on dollars is so high. Now, if our people can't car anymore, if I go to the car to hear the price of all this, it has gone until we started doing things our own, until we started patrolling our own thing, make local gear and we consume it here. I'm telling you, we'll keep going higher. We're importing everything, so that's the reason you see all this in God. People are feeling the ripple effect. Many doing their work due to this high of dollars. Most of the products of the things that they import, the chemicals that they import in dollars, and that is why the pressure is on dollars.
All right. Thank you. Right. You can send your messages. Oh, sorry about that. I guess that was a mistake. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Wow. You may have to call us back. We can't do. Sorry about that. The network is not cooperating. Okay. Good afternoon. The who really killed the Wagner chief is actually, he's dividing himself. You said he decided to protest against Putin and the illusion for Putin. Who does that? If you don't have capacity to oppose, you remain simple. Americans are claiming Putin's grip on Russia was being put to test. Wagner's opposition to overthrow his government. If you cannot be loyal to Putin or in North Korea, then relocate to Nigeria. You cannot live in Russia and be disloyal to him if you want to leave. TK from Galadima sent that in. Okay, TK. Hello? Hello? All right. I think that didn't pick. Hello? Yes, good afternoon.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. This is my brother, Mr. Salasi, and they're all good Nigerians. On issue of a dollar, what I want to ask, marketers that they cannot get access to in Apex Bank. For what all these black marketers, give it to them. Nigeria is man-made. All problems we can solve in the twinkling of an eye. But some joy out of this problem. But I want them again. All the people want us be in pain. Where are you taking this money to? All is bad. Where is your grandfather? Where is your great-grandfather? Many of you before, you cannot boast of 1 million. So they don't. You are a billionaire here and here. and king jet of the ground by making. Now, the people, if you go to so far here now, that you need 1 billion, they will give it to you. Go to 1 billion naira that you want to convert it to Nigerian naira. You will get, but a marketer will say they don't have to FS Bank. Those who are working in FS, what are they doing? It's in every way. DJ of this, DJ of that, right? Of this. They are thinking about only me. They should thinking. Is it because God is too patient? Matter. It's like God. People too believe in money, in God. They should stop people are suffering over this. Look at Kuwait. Look at the many countries. Dollar, Kuwait dinar is stronger than dollar. Is stronger than. Who are they in UK? In Kuwait? Who is the United Kingdom government? Use their money to drive that country. But it is only here. How many countries that talk about our ordinary Nigeria that's close to us now, celebrating our own giant of our money does not have value. Before it happened, deliberately on the custom boat, the other time, you went to India, you said it. If people want to open border for us to open it. If people don't want to live, we will survive. Because this one is just using us labor. They will be giving us, you want to make energy to be in the, you give them custom uniform. Will you?
All right.
The other day, when they, I will not see it. Is it not different to the one that you
Okay, you need to round up. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Adewumi. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Calling.
Okay.
This issue you have been bringing to us, madam, which of them have you to federal government? Every day you have for discussion. At the end, we didn't hear anything.
I don't understand. What? Hey, hold on. What talking about? What are you talking about?
People be complaining, say so many things to us. At the end, we never hear anything. It never did matter that day. It has been before government.
What are you talking about, Oga? What exactly about? I don't have time for things like that. Hello. Good afternoon. I am the one who has Nigerian, or I am the one that loaded you with Nigerian. Okay, calm down. You need to calm down. Hello?
Hello, Swat.
Yes, good.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, my name is Abdullahi, also known as the Second.
Okay.
I want to talk about that group and also the economy entry.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I think the Wagner leader made a calculated mistake. You know, you don't play with Russia. It's very strong. They have a very strong. You understand? I think if you are loyal, a person, stay loyal. Be a double-headed sword. Understand? He's playing with the Americans. He's playing. That you're playing with the Americans. You're playing with. Putin is a secret service.
I'll be back, Jafar. Hello.
Hello, Swat.
Yes, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, on the dollar and the Naira exchange. So I think, like one of the callers said, the government really do something about this exchange rate. They will do it. Our refinery work. Because it's one of the major places that, we spend. What we stop spending petroleum products, then we can reduce by at least 50%, and the Naira will begin to appreciate. And then the stock, if you remember that they don't have much any longer, one of the construction companies, the major construction companies, they always use German-made cars everywhere they go. So for instance, they begin to buy Japan because it's not that much any longer. And this one I want to ask, because somebody has been on this for long. So what is it true that our CBN governor is an engineer?
Which CBN governor? The acting one?
The acting governor, yes, he's an engineer. I'm not an economist.
I'm not sure about that. I will check though.
Somebody has been saying this from day. He was appointed into that office. That's why should Tinubu appoint an engineer to run the FS Bank of this country?
Well, he's said to be an economist. Looking at his bio, he's saying he is a Nigerian economist. He has some engineering qualifications somewhere. I haven't seen that though, but he got to the University of Lagos in 1978 after a BSc and MSc mechanical engineering. Yeah, he had that qualification too. And a master's in business administration, specializing in finance between 8 and 1989. So, degree, engineering, but then he has of finance, especially in finance in 1988 and 1980. And he has worked in the finance sector for a very long time too.
Okay. Well, let's keep looking at them, but they know what to do if they really want to do it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let's read messages. Sorry about that. Pelumi from Wuse said, on the rise in the black market, and if we're not using made in Nigerian products, then we'll be ready to salvage our Naira. And I'm asking the federal government to clean in the black market operators and spectators. Swat, I ran into Alamin, ban regular caller in the bank, and his voice was wafting him away. Mr. Alamin is a complete person and kind-hearted. I'm appealing to them to please unban him. My relation to him for his kind gesture and benevolence today, says Pelumi. All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon. The matter is getting worse. What is not turning to? We stop importation of rice, and the local rice is what we can't buy now. Who did? May God help us. Okay, and this message is from Adams in Abuja. Okay, so some people are forested. Please don't mind. Is it forested or what's that word? He said, please don't mind because you are not the judge of Nigerian problem. Ambassador, thank you so much, sir. I don't know, the guy just raking on me. As if I caused this problem. Can you imagine? Anyways, thank you. I'm used to some things and it's not surprising. It's not the first person to do that. All right, good afternoon, Swat. My name. You can't drill people to poverty and act as if you're sympathizing with giving them palliatives. This is total. Giving the palliatives won't reach them. The whole story will end on newspaper. Government is just deceiving people, says Habib this afternoon. Thank you. Iowa Omokai, must Nigeria continue to use dollars, not shift to Russian currency or China currency? Why is our government not thinking alternative currency? Why go back to see we can improve the value of the Naira? Why would we use Russian, Chinese currency? I don't understand you. We wouldn't think about that. We have our Naira. We should be able to adopt policy that would help improve the Naira. Like so many people are saying, let's spend on Nigerian, made in Nigerian product. Let's see how we're able, this heavy dependency on made goods, importation and the like them. Nothing. There are a lot of African currencies, African countries whose currency is strong. Go to South Africa, not so bad. Even Ghanaian currency, that at some point in time I'm sure it has improved right now. Go and check, put it side by side the Naira and see what it looks like. It's not good, So if there's a deliberate effort on the side of the government to improve on the value of the Naira, we've seen deliberate policy plays like Mr. Adefolarin, the political was actually, proposing the other time. When was the last time we saw it deliberately, say, okay, this is we want to put on ground to that we improve the value of the Naira? Because many of the government officials also corporate themselves. They are benefiting, buying foreign made imported goods and the likes of them. How would we ever see? And if we don't change the tide of things, there has to be some deliberate step put in place if we really want to see our Naira rising. But then, we will continue with the calls and more of the messages this after 0700 950000. Okay, sorry about that. Call. You can call the WhatsApp. Hello.
That's what.
Good afternoon to you.
How's your day going?
It's going well. Thank you, sir.
This is Wilson Emmanuel.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Swat, you've used the right word. Deliberate. Our government have not been deliberate. For over 8 years, the border closed. Want to encourage the locally manufactured goods. What's happened? Nothing. How can you produce a power? No physical infrastructure. You made reference to South Africa. South Africa borders are very narrow, very little in Africa. To sell a car in South Africa, you have to South Africa and establish a production plant in South Africa. All the cars driven in South Africa, manufactured in South Africa. For Nigeria, what happened? Nothing. We've not been deliberate. The C governor was there, inherited from the administration. What did he do? No policy to stabilize Naira. Deliberate. It's about gambling. It's about being intentional about what you want. Develop policies, implement, and we move forward. Just sleep and fantasize that it will happen this way. Like what I said yesterday in your program, the mission statement, the ministers, I think it stems in us. I pray that they will be true it and get a better Nigeria. God help us. Thank
Amen.
you, and God bless us.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Swat. Good
Yes.
afternoon. Again,
Okay.
Swat, what is happening is caused and it's from us. You cannot say dollar is getting strong and Naira is going down. When our government officials, they use dollars for radio chips, it's
Kingsley, at this point in time, I don't know what to say about your line. You start and it goes off. You start talking and it goes off. So maybe you should try another thing. All right. Thank you though for calling. You can call back in case you want to actually, make a point. Let's read more messages. I guess we have some. Good afternoon. Name is Dominion. Please, you guys should, in the name of God, forgive Alamin. I make his contribution on your station. Put it across the management. I don't have the animal to say, well, he's on band. Hope they get to do that, Swat, some people are forced. Please don't mind because you are not a of Nigerian problem. Okay, yeah, thank you much. And then the patron says, very soon this man will stop talking to the media. Just swallow whatever pill they give you. They watch. Says the patron. Another message from Ntan. Lugbe said, Madam Swat, please don't kill yourself. We Nigerians know the solution to when we are ready, it will be done. Okay, Ntan, thank you much. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Dropped call. Hello?
hello, Swat. It's Kingsley. My line is going off. I don't know what.
You can use another alternative. Call us via the WhatsApp. It doesn't go off again.
Hello,
Try it up. Okay, go ahead, though.
the problem of Nigeria is Nigeria. And you solve their problem. No one will for Nigeria. We can call foreigners to do our pay them in dollars. We'll call to do our railways. We'll call buy from foreigners, furnish our offices with their equipment, pay in dollars. We cannot help our element here. We cannot buy even innocent motors. The government cannot patronize it. Talking of dollars must continue to rise. Because we are paying foreign goods, our dollars, while our own Naira is going down. So the problem is from us. When we rise up, we see that everything produces you. Our engineers will for us. We cannot allow pay them in dollars to come and talk for us. Then our Naira will get the dollars, at least, cannot be going now. Thank you.
All right, stop. Kingsley. Hello? Okay, dropped call there. Thank you so much for the call. And indeed, we can a whole lot to ensure that our Naira improves if we're deliberate. I keep saying that. Well, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Jake Ngaki.
Okay, Jakes. Thank you for joining me.
Okay. So, what I always notice of Nigerians is our attitude towards such. Anytime somebody wants to take us to something nice in Nigeria, looking at where it's from and all those things, and that has affected our good economic. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing roads to a place. You are trying to come villages and all. People are going to die because of the fact that this government. So all these things. And once your infrastructure is not good on ground, issues with our economy. Our roads are not linked, and a lot of corruption all the years. I think if we have linkages across the country, that will economy one, and that will reduce the cost of the other thing. As simple as that. So we should stop sabotaging each other on our political thinking and tribal and all. Look at people were celebrating when Abuja rail was destroyed. Ghanaians were you have that celebrating your rail was destroyed, that was attacked because of the fact that
Celebrated. Who celebrated when our rail was destroyed?
On social media, Facebook, I saw that myself. People
what were they celebrating for?
Yes, that this government that they're trying to do railways. They were still Ghanaians. At first, Ghanaian asking, like, why are you celebrating? We don't have rail in our country. A country without railway function because railway is the cheapest form of function. This is how we can rate your speed. You get there on time. There's no traffic on the rail. Yes, the Nigerians were that the rails were working because they did not like the last government. It's a very bad thing. And that's why we have been backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. Everything we want to sabotage, every service. It's a very bad thing. We need to stop it. Thank you. Have a nice.
Thank you so much, Jakes, for the contribution. Indeed, I don't know what to say, but hey, Especially for political, I guess maybe when some things go wrong, we see that because person who is in charge or is that we do not support, we get to celebrate sometimes. And I wonder, are we serious at all? How do you celebrate something that the general, wellness and good of the country because it's attached to your political sentiments about the administration in place? I really don't know though. But then move on. We don't have messages YouTube live streaming. You can join me via Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja while streaming on YouTube. I realize I may most likely not be streaming live on Facebook, but hey, you can drop your messages there. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Swat.
Hi, good afternoon.
Got me there. Okay.
Yes.
My name is Nancy.
Okay.
And I just listened to the last caller. That's we're rejoicing. I'm doubting that. Things gone, but I don't think it's fair to say Nigerians were rejoicing. If you see one people who don't support the government and who don't think it's their responsibility or their fear that necessitated the real issues, I don't think it's fair to rejoice. That's one point. On my own, I want to also talk about these issues. General of reckless use by our agencies. I'm really touched by the things happening in Amak and even the police at traffic lights. They leave traffic lights and they chase people who haven't done anything. It's allowed in the traffic in the highway for someone to turn right on the red light as long as not stop the oncoming traffic. But you see policemen jumping at intersections, arresting at turning right when there's no oncoming traffic. And they hold people down and you can't even do anything about it. So I really think that we need a lot of knowledge in the system. People need to be taught, especially people who are working for government agencies. Some of these things are correct. Don't harass people unnecessarily. And people expose their lives to so much. They jump in front of cars. Know who is truly Amak and who is not.
Okay.
So I don't know how we're going to some more education on some of these areas.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Nancy, you succeeded in taking me away talking about this afternoon.
I am so sorry.
It's fine. It's all right. Okay. Have a good day. All right. We are wrap up. It's already 1:52. We have like 8 minutes before the top of 2 o'clock, and then we'll have trending news before we move to the sunny conversation. We have discussed the issue of the spiral of the Naira again. It's now the 900 Naira zone after that happened sometime last week. Back to that zone again. So what will be to salvage the Naira? It's a question. Custom and condition listed for reopening the borders in Idiroko as we see acting Comptroller General go to pay a visit there and saying, well, we need cooperation communities to stop crime and criminality and things that would enable the reopening of the borders. And then also looked at the issue of the signal boss who has been involved in an airplane crash, and insinuations are that nothing happens without Putin's having a hand in it, implied by the U.S. president. What's your thoughts and take on that? We'll hear more from you on any of these issues afternoon as we move on. Hello, good
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Work is going fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to ask a question to ask. All our House of Rep member, our president, all us, they rich watch, the clothes they are putting on, where did they make it? Where it from? I can assure you they are imported. Including the shears thing, everything they are using national assembly, all import, and they are going up. So don't need to go up. Since I came to the dollars has remained at the same spot where I met it. That's never shipped the dollar. Only if that to move up, but dollars remain steady. The government are not doing anything about it. They are not talking. Let them make a company to work. We have what in Kogi State. Let them make this fortune in Nigeria. Let us produce and import to other nations so that our will appreciate. God bless Nigeria. The way Naira is falling away for Nigeria. You see the way Naira is every day. If the way much you change today, not what you change tomorrow. You work for Nigeria. God will help Nigeria again.
All right. Thank you, Pat. We appreciate your contribution all the way from every day. Swat, it's not parasitic. Cannot be a man cannot give what he does not have. A call on well-meaning Nigerians to stand up and speak up against the Mias deviling our nation. Dollar go reach one they play. Except my regards to Jeremy. Mary from Guas, Mommy Z says the pay. Okay. Mary from Guas said, hello, Swat. I disagree with the last But one caller who said Nigerians were rejecting the train was attacked because they didn't like the last administration. That's the least of the thoughts in recent. Just like the person who said we just came and a building. People don't like the last administration. You who like it, what did you gain from Gwagwalada? Oye said, when you don't know you, others will prize you anyhow. What's happening to our Naira is our preferred foreign currency. Once we attach value to our own, Syria will be taken to salvage the situation. Oh, thank you so much, Jacob Ode Madala. All right, let's see. This one said, Swati. Okay, we're not calling for a debate, Uluachidi, so let's just out. Let's leave that out. Mr. Joy Marabaitu, we're not debating about Alamein or not. I beg God's name. Let's let that be for now. It's already 1:56 and we have 4 minutes to top the hour. So I'll take on and that'll be it. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, welcome.
We look forward to our leaders coming with solution. Issue of Naira that is losing credibility in the fiscal market. Naira has no any. They did not come under the system. They continue to recognize. Nobody will come with that solution. It's to come with financing trade. It depends on people. But they have solution. They don't have solution. We continue to blame people. And for Wagner boss, so I don't think it's a breakthrough because the international observation, he was the brain being setting every takeovers in the country. Even if you happen to be alive, maybe the Nigerian situation will escalate. So, but we are not praying for, we are not having, Putin is not a that, he does not tolerate criticism. Now rebellion. Sad way. You can't disagree with people in government, you face problem worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abukar. And we'll take on the final from WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello, that's what.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is MD Yusuf.
Okay.
MD Yusuf.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make my own suggestion through this. The matter is that when we don't, until we start patronizing our own, that is when we can get. As far as we are getting important things, using important things, I am telling you dollars will continue to rise. I'll give you an instance. Unlike to make a construct a road, bring foreigner, you bring foreign. Now, you see someone like Wiki is boasting of Julius Berger. Automatically, they are going to come back to Abuja because the other people is still going to use, pay them with dollars. That is not the truth, and that is the money. The dollars will still be getting strength more than the Naira. That's the truth. So until government starts patronizing our own made in Nigeria, I am telling you, when we start doing that, you will see how it's getting hit. The dollar will fall automatically. But because we're things outside and we're using dollar to import and use the something from abroad.
Please round up.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, MDiv, and to everybody else for contribution. We'll have to stop the quick break for the news that is. Alaba Usman, you said, I appreciate what you are doing on this platform. From me, if the boss is dead, I don't feel pity for him. It's not easy to be disloyal to Putin. Regard crew. Damola Okalaos, hello Swat, just checking. And if you're not going to my last name, leave it. Imagine. And thank you so much for all the contributions. We'll have to stop for news, and then when we come back, we'll continue right on the sunny side. Don't go anywhere.